Hey guys. Hello everyone. Oh. Alright. I think there might have been a problem there. And if there was, then I hope I fixed it. um, I've messed around a lot with audio settings, so I hope everything actually works right now. Just let me know if anything's weird. Here's the game. Yeah. Sound a bit quiet. Maybe I'm talking quiet. Maybe the microphone could be closer. Or maybe the game is loud. I don't know. You know what is loud? My computer fan. For some reason. It used to sometimes like be kind of loud and then I'd like smack it and it would stop. But that doesn't work anymore. Guess you're supposed to wait to eat those, right? I guess this is Pebbles percent. Yeah, sure, that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just playing the game, and maybe I'll make it to the end. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about this game and what to do. Maybe all of us are, because I've noticed a lot of raid world speedrunners streaming non-raid world games. I've been lurking a little bit. Maybe I can reduce the volume a little bit. There, 4%. Is that noticeable at all? Okay. Welcome to the stream. I have not played Outer Wilds, but I basically know everything about it. I did see that you were streaming that, and I watched. I watched you go through the entire like ending sequence. Basically, that's all. It's Outer Wilds, so I can't really say anything about it. But yeah, that was cool. Did I say something in the chat? I don't know. I feel like I was considering saying something, but I couldn't think of anything. So I was just quiet the whole time. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Maybe the music is quiet? I don't know, my perception of the volume is like looking at the bars in OBS. So I don't know how well that matches up with like the actual volume on stream. There we go. Do that a little bit slower. Well, that's interesting. Like even if it looks like it's slower, like there's more going on overall. Oh, got him. But I usually want it to be quieter anyway. I don't want like the peaks to like line up. But the annoying thing is that the playlist that I'm using is just like random videos on YouTube, the OST, and some of them are like way louder or quieter than others. Okay. So sometimes, you know, one song will be the perfect volume and then another will be way too loud or quiet. Or like the first song that I play will be really quiet, so I adjust the volume too high and then the rest of the songs are too loud. For whatever reason, audio can never just work all the time. It has to fluctuate for no reason. I always feel like it's different. Like, oh wow, why is it suddenly like twice as loud this time? And I just had a problem where I couldn't hear like notifications. That was fun because apparently I have two different audio outputs that are both labeled headphones, and one of them is not the right one. So my audio was set to or my system audio was set to headphones parentheses something else. I don't know what it said, but that was not like the actual headphones. So that's fine. What am I doing? Am I going the right way? I need to remember what the route is. I'm just kind of doing this without really thinking about it. I don't need a bad fly. I'm going to Pebbles right now, and then I'll exit out there. Yeah. Also, does anyone do this? Where you do a pole hop here? Oops, it's a little bit difficult. It's easier on like hunter characters, but you can do a pole hop right there, and it's kind of cool. I'm sorry, I don't like documenting my discoveries because I always feel like someone else has surely figured it out before I'd have. Hey, dude. Shoot. That's why you don't do that with a spear. Is this guy gonna fall on my head? Thought about it. Vulture. I don't like you. Just smack him in the face. I used to be so good at that pull hop, and now I suck at it. 100%? I don't like 100%. Just conceptually. It's like, it's so much to like keep track of. Oh dear. Oh, goodbye. I guess I could do it very casually and just like do a playthrough where it's like, okay, look for like the passages and just get them all eventually. I don't need to follow a specific route. Maybe I'll do that actually. That doesn't sound too bad. Honestly, I think I'm done for the most part of caring about like records and stuff for speedruns. I ran out of easy categories. I did a speedrun of Rivulet at 100% without a route, and I like forgot to get one of the passages at the end. I didn't, or yeah, I just forgot to get one of the passages, and I didn't realize until the very end. That's like, that might be the only 100% run that I've done. That I might have actually like tried to plan out in advance a little bit. Oh, you're a wonderful creature. Some better competition comes along. I don't know. I worry sometimes that I might have how do I put this? I might have like discouraged some people from doing runs by getting like all the records very quickly for like some downpour categories. Because some people may have been able to like slowly increment their PB, like saving in like a few seconds or a few minutes, and like keep doing that, but then suddenly like I came along, saved like 5 minutes, and then they were like, well, now I can't get record because I'd have to save so much more time. I don't know. Can I deal with that guy? I don't want to risk it. Fear. Oh, good job. Oh, you could do this. You can do a pole hop here too. It's easier with the throw boost. I'm still not quite sure. I mean, okay, I guess maybe I shouldn't say that because I personally dislike a lot of the Star Percent categories, like Artificer or Spearmaster or Gourmand, which is like most of them. Even then, Saint and Rivulet were probably some of the better ones, but also like less popular categories. I don't know. I guess not. There were a decent amount of runners. White Lizard check. I guess maybe because Saint was like different. Like their movement is so much different than all the other characters that like other speedrunners were like I don't want to like get used to this entirely new way of moving around. But, well, I was like, look at this like fun new way to move around. I don't know. Like the base game, yeah. Is the YouTube chat broken or is it just quiet? Oh, there was one message. Hello, welcome to the stream. Roll here. Nope. That's just the thing about Rain World. There's so many categories for not many runners. Like even really popular speed games might have like some meme categories that only a handful of people run. And then still like everyone focuses on like the 2 or 3 like main categories like any percent or 100% or like no major glitches or stuff like that. And Rain World has like what are even the main categories of Rain World? What would you even say? Okay, like health percent and any percent, but even then it's like, do you play survivor or monk? Or hunter even, you know. So you already have like 4 categories, or I guess 6 if you count 100%. And then what about pilgrimage, you know? I just like the pebbles. And then you add in Downpour, and it's like every single character has a new story percent run. But some of them are like Saint technically has like any percent as like an alternative to story percent because they're very, very similar categories. Or Spearmaster, where some people were like, let's do the run with the like remix setting change that lets you passage with the pearl, right? And so when there's only like, I don't know, let's say like 5 people actively speedrunning the game, all those 5 people might be doing different speedruns. And it feels a little bit disconnected. Never know when some random person comes along 3 years from now. Maybe. I guess there are a handful. There was like the Artificer run as like some random person showed up and got 2nd place. That happens for something else. Was it shoot, I don't know. Rivulet? I don't know. Yeah, I'm like making stuff up. I mean, I don't even really, I'm not really doing anything Kind of wonder what would have happened if I finished one of those Spearmaster runs. I feel like that's like an entirely different universe. Literally like one King Vulture changed so much. I think I can blame, or I think I'd like to blame Spearmaster for a lot of things. Like there was me pre Spearmaster and then post Spearmaster. Yeah, people not only made categories for Pain Cat, but they also like actually put a lot of effort into those runs, and like people cared about it. That's amazing. Main character of some summoning salt type video. Well, definitely not. But also like not even. Yeah, Pain Cat is a popular speedrun, or maybe they were a popular speedrun. As much as I try to avoid them. But then I also think like if people were seriously running Pain Cat, surely they'd be interested in a actually fun character like Rivulet or Saint. Or even like Gourmand, like surely Gourmand can't be as bad as Pain Cat. You have to suffer for it to be a speedrun. They should have tried Spearmaster too. I still can't believe that Spearmaster World Record is what it is. What kind of crazy person do you have to be to do something like that? Okay, where are all the creatures? Did I accidentally turn off creatures for this run? Oh, hello. Also, the threat indicator helps so much in this room. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, I knew that it was safe to just jump down there from the beginning. They're on vacation. Stricter remix settings. Like no wall passes allowed. Oh come on, they're not that bad. This is the best room in the game for efficient movement. If wall pounces weren't allowed, I probably would have had something to say about it. Especially around when I discovered wall pounces for Ruby Day. That was a lot of fun. The River the Sword percent run has gone through so much change. The stream lagging? It absolutely is. 900 frames. Drops? That's cool. Not like this is a run I'm gonna submit anyway. Yeah, my stream still just occasionally just stops working. I still have no idea why. I mean, I don't even know where like to begin to try to fix that. Music was also funny. That's probably a Twitch thing. Nice. This is Pebbles percent, where you go up to Pebbles to get Karma and then you go down to the depths. I mean, here we are in the depths. Yeah. I've kind of thought about doing a run without any movement tech at all. Literally just moving around, jumping, and like charge pouncing. Like everything that you do in the tutorial. And that's all the tech that you're allowed to do in the run. Nope. And I hate it. Can I just do one jump? Alright, well. Walking percent. Yeah. But just to show like what kind of time you can get if you don't have any like movement tech knowledge at all. Just by knowing the routes. Stranding percent. $29, 3. Hello, Voidworm. Are you showing up here? No. Changing monitor settings so you can see the depth. What is this time? I forget what a good pebble percent time looks like. Or 25 minutes, damn. That's pretty good. I don't even have a pebble percent run on the MSE leaderboards. Because I always went to, I always disabled MSE because, actually, I don't know. I guess because that leaderboard felt more, more official. If you're doing pebble percents, then that's like a, that's a, non-MSE category, you know? What do I even do now? I know. Actually, do I want to do this? I guess, why not? Are there speedrun tutorials for being fast in specific sections? Nope. Sort of, maybe? Actually, I don't know. But probably not what you're looking for specifically. Yeah, 8%. I mean, don't watch this run for advice. You're not going to see anything good here. I don't really know the survivor categories very well at all. Probably the rivulet runs are the ones that are like that I've optimized the most. So if you watch the, I mean, but even then, like if you watch a run, there's probably mistakes, right? And you know, you might miss like on like a good like the runner might decide to not do a specific strategy because it's a bit too risky, even if it is like the best option. We got all of those in this room. What is even the route for this? It's just, am I even going the right way? Wait. You know, who cares? why would I care about routes? No, I forgot the fruit. Shrub, didn't you say you were going to make a guide video or something? Or have you already done that? I've made one guide video or stream for rivulets, but that's like really outdated now. I guess if you're like you know, just like starting the run, I guess it's a good place to start. You know, there's the difference between strategies that are like the best, that are the fastest, but also really difficult, or strategies that are the best because they're really easy and they still save time. You know. Is it possible to speedrun Spearmaster casually? Well, I still wouldn't enjoy it. But yeah, just like don't reset. Paint spin guide. That video, I don't understand that video. It's grown beyond me. Hold on, where am I going? I don't need to go to Pebbles. I guess I just go to Filtration. Yeah. I mean, personally, my advice for speedrun movements would be no creature runs. If you really want to prioritize movements over everything else, then you can use a mod to disable creatures, and then just do the movement. It's an unpopular strategy. Actually, I don't think I've seen like very few people actually do that for practice. Maybe it's not a very good option. I don't know. Because creatures are still a part of the game. You're not supposed to throw boost there. And creatures will eat you. They're very hungry. You are still playing Rain World, in fact. You can never get away from that. For Rivulet, I think Rivulet is an example where it doesn't really matter too much. Because past, like, Chimney, there's, like, no creatures other than DLOs for a very long time. And DLOs, for the most part, are, like, they're like, reasonably easy to avoid. They can be kind of a pain sometimes, but usually there's a route you can go through that just, like, avoids most of them. And then there's like some lizards and shaded and like dangerous creatures throughout Shoreline, and you know, for the most part creatures are just not a big deal. So you can do a practice run for rivulets, and you know, there's been times where I did a practice run with no creatures, and then I would do a run with creatures that actually beat that time of the practice run. If you're playing like Hunter or Spearmaster, well, I'm sorry, but also creatures are always going to be there, and you know, you just need to get good. I don't know if I'd ever did that. I don't know. I feel like I'm still missing something with the creatures. I guess my strategy for a long time was get really good at the movements and then pretend creatures don't exist, and maybe sometime you'll get a really lucky run where the creatures don't really bother you much at all, and you can like really just focus on the movements. That only works for so many runs. Otherwise, just statistically, you're just too likely to die before ever making it to the actual end of the run. Just score runs. That sounds like a lot of fun. Haha. Oh no. Really, I won't drown. I guess it's just refreshing to open the game and start playing, and then an hour later you're finished. Instead of an hour later you've only made it like 2 regions into the run, you know. And after you do that for however many months in a row, you know, it gets a little bit tiring. I use arrow keys for movement and space for jumping, and then B to throw and shift to grab. That's just kind of the control scheme that I use for a lot of games that usually recommend controllers. You know, if a game says, you know, recommend that you use a controller for this game, I'm like, okay, time to pull out this keyboard layout, this control scheme. And usually, like, the rest of, like, WASD is what I bind to, like, or what I use to bind, like, other actions. Actually submitting times for creature list category. I've thought about that. Specifically, like, actually trying to grind out, like, PBs for creature list runs. Which I've sort of done, like, for Hunter Story. I got, like, a really good run recently. With no creatures, so basically it doesn't mean anything. For Spearmaster, I managed to get a sub-hour, or sub-50 minute. Was it sub-50? I think it was sub-50 creature list run. That was really good, too. But I think a lot of people would be against it because it's like creatures are the whole game. Creatures are Rain World, you know. So it's like if you get rid of them, are you even playing the game anymore? That's how I thought people would feel about it. I don't know. I didn't want to kill you. Sorry. By the way, it's like pretty late in the cycle. Hopefully I can make it to the shelter. Oh yeah. Anything to the mouse buttons? I find that very strange. Not you specifically, but like playing games with like mouse and keyboard that aren't, but not where you like aim with the mouse, but where you like use the mouse buttons for certain actions. That is like very strange to me. I guess actually, you know what? Never mind. There's a game that I've played like that. Do I even have enough food? Nope. There's food in this room. Hold up. Hold up. I might be dead. I don't know. I just need to pick up two fruit. We're cool. Did I ever play shooters though? Yeah. Not much though. Like one game, I guess. Yeah. Doing the route on the hunted burden. That's not very realistic, but that also just kind of sounds painful. It's also excludes anyone playing on console. They wouldn't be able to do it. Alright, whatever. I guess I won't do that. Tier 2. No. I played that game a little bit, but only on a single map, and you probably know which one. Oh yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. If you're on either side and you want to check out what's going on the other, then go ahead. it's a Borderlands 2. I've played that one moderately. Although honestly, I don't even know how much I enjoyed it. It gets kind of repetitive after a while. Yeah, competitive shooters, not really my thing at all. Actually, just competitive games in general, like PvP. I don't like those, mostly because of like matchmaking, which I know is like kind of a crazy thing to say. But think about like Dark Souls, okay? Which I have not played Dark Souls, so I'm sorry if I'm totally misrepresenting it. But let's say, you know, there's a really difficult boss in Dark Souls and you just can't beat it, you know. You like keep getting destroyed really quickly and it's like, okay, I don't know what to do, how to approach this. But eventually, with enough practice, maybe some experimentation with your like build or your strategy, and a lot of practice, eventually you can beat that boss. And maybe you do another playthrough and you get to that boss again and it only takes you like 10 attempts this time. And it's like, okay. And then you do another playthrough and it only takes you like 2 attempts. And then, you know, eventually you could just beat them on your first try no matter what. You've now reduced this extremely difficult boss down to something that you've mastered, you know. You like know all of their attack patterns very well. You've become an expert at this one particular boss, and you kind of do that across the entire game, you know, totally building mastery. And I think that's very satisfying, you know, to get to a point where you can kind of like just do whatever you want, you know. You've perfected it. I really like that aspect of games, like of just, like improving your skill and like turning something that was once really difficult into something that is easy for you, but still that requires a lot of like attention. Like you're still really paying attention and like focusing on this boss fight to like make sure that you do everything properly, that you're looking at the right signs. I like that kind of thing, and that happened. That's cool. With PvP games, with matchmaking, that doesn't happen. You know what happens? You get good. You continue to improve, right? You're always going to be improving at the game as long as you pay attention to it, you know. But as you improve, you'll be put in matches with better players too. You don't really feel like you're improving because your opponents are improving at the same rates, right? You're always going to be losing half the time, right? That's like the average win rate, right? You're winning half the time, you're losing half the time, and like I guess as you're ranking up, you're winning slightly more often. But you know, eventually, like most of the time it stabilizes around like you're losing half the time, and that's never gonna change unless you're literally like the best player in the world. And in that case, maybe you'll win like most of the time in that, but like that's probably not going to happen. Actually, you know what? It's definitely not going to happen. So no matter how much you improve, you're still going to be losing half the time. And I guess if you really enjoy the game and if you're not like a toxic person, then you shouldn't mind losing. But I feel like most of the time losing isn't just, oh, you played the game and then you didn't meet like the win condition at the end. Usually it means that you're like dead most of the time, that you're like respawning most of the time, or something like that, right? That you're just not able to play the game in an enjoyable way because you keep getting shot down. And not to say that the alternative is like any better, right? If you're just only winning, you know, maybe it's still boring. Like your opponents just aren't able to like put up a good challenge for you. Like the ideal sweet spot is that it's just challenging enough to be like fun, but like it's like as challenging as it could possibly be, but you just barely win in the end, you know, or barely. Honestly, like a close loss is still like pretty good. You are a large creature, and thank you. Karma doesn't matter. Actually, does karma matter? This is behind the gate, right? No shoot. What is, I forget what the karma level is for this gate. Come here. I've played, I have played some competitive games though. I don't know if I've ever talked about them before. But I've played a decent amount of Rocket League. Which is funny. It's probably like one of the more popular competitive games that isn't a shooter or a MOBA. I guess I was attracted to the idea of like actually having control over that game. I don't think I ever reached that point. To say that you want to do something and then actually doing it. Even the most basic actions like hitting the ball into the net still inconsistent, and you have to play the game for a crazy amount and do a ton of practice even to do that consistently. But it's kind of fun. It's unique, definitely. Oh yeah, there's stuff happening to that game right now. I believe there's some level of controversy. I've not caught up with that game in the past like 6 months. The other game is Tetris. Which I've thought about streaming before, but I realized it might be kind of boring. I don't know. Specifically, Tetrio, which you could literally just play on your browser right now. That has some level of yeah, it's not classic Tetris. I guess you could say it's modern Tetris, but even then, like, that is kind of split between like the official games and then the, like, I guess you could say fan games or community made ones. I don't know. You can tell which one is which by which one is crazy fast with no limits at all on how fast you can move the pieces. Those are like the fan-made ones. And then the official ones have some sort of cap on your speed, usually. They're called guideline. Yeah, guideline games. Except I realized that competitive Tetris is not really that engaging, actually. I don't really know how you'd explain it. But you're not really fighting your opponent. You're kind of just fighting like by yourself. Like, you could not look at your opponent's screen and essentially just play the game single player, and it doesn't feel that different. How much do I need to explain about this? Sorry. Hey, dude. Oh, you're holding something? But, so in competitive Tetris games that aren't like the classic version, usually it works on a system of when you clear lines. So when you get a Tetris, when you get I don't know, some number of line clears, that, hold up, what is the strategy here? Do I need the geeks? I guess I do, right? I forget the route here. But so if you clear a Tetris, you will send like 4 lines of garbage to your opponent's screen, and garbage builds up from the bottom of the board, where it has a single gap in it, and you need to put a block in that gap to clear the line of garbage, right? So ideally, you send a bunch of lines to your opponents to push them to the top of the board where they top out and lose, right? The problem I have with it is that there's times where your opponents, it's like a bunch of lucky line clears, or they like do a huge combo, or I mean whatever. You just get sent a ton of lines, and there's nothing you can really do about it, but just die. And sometimes that doesn't happen, and you just win because they didn't get as lucky. You know, I don't know. It feels a little bit random. Like sometimes you're just trying as hard as you can to like play as fast as possible and get as many line clears as you can, that like score a lot of points and send a lot of garbage, but then it's just like not good enough, and you're like, well. Apparently there's a lot more strategy. Yeah. There's a lot more strategy and like timing when you do your attacks, and I don't know. I guess I never really understood actually how to play that game. Other than just like play as fast as possible. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream that. Some of you guys can stream snipe me. If anyone has a high enough rank. Hold up, I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Because I'm focusing on too many things. I feel like I've only ever heard bad things about MOBAs. I've never really like understood the appeal. Like I never hear anyone ever say, "Oh yeah, I was playing." Oh gosh, Centipede. Like, oh yeah, I was playing League the other day and I just had a lot of fun. You know, it was a great time. Nope. Never in history. Oh, they're free. $25.16 with like 3 deaths, 2 deaths. I don't know. Was it just one? Actually, I don't remember. What is the time for this category? Outer Expanse. Oh yeah, 6th place. I feel like more people should do this category. It's pretty good. It's like pretty vanilla feeling. Other than I guess there's Yeek movement and that one really difficult jump in the middle that I died to. Maybe I should try to finish a Hunter story run. I don't care about the time. Maybe it'll be like an hour and 30 minutes. I've yet to actually finish one. Rough record. I don't know. Food? Yeah, I need food. I'm not looking at the screen. I struggle to recommend games to people. Oh damn. Aggressive centipede. Yeah, I can win. No, what is it? Nah, I'd win. Gosh, they're always just in weird spots. Like, hey, you should play Rain World. It's gonna suck for the first like 10, 20, 30, 100 hours. Who knows? You might not enjoy it. You're definitely not going to enjoy it. But it gets good eventually, trust me. That's like a bad sign for most media. It gets good eventually. And that's almost exactly how I feel about Rain World. It depends on the kind of person you are, though, like, and how you enjoy games. Because maybe you do enjoy just pure discovery and not knowing anything about a world, and maybe you don't really mind the early game of trying to figure things out. But if you normally like games that are fun, then I don't know. I think a lot more people would enjoy Rain World if they had more directions. I think that I've said this many times before. If you're doing like a little experiment, a little test, where you take some number of people, of just like random people, and gave them 2 games, and one game was, I don't know, some like maybe like a Nintendo game, maybe like Celeste, maybe I don't know, one game that is like really known to be just like a really good game, and then you give another group of people Rain World, or maybe like you split the group 50-50 to like Rain World or that other game. Also, I should have swallowed the thing. I feel like most of those people would prefer the other game, you know. Most of those people would say, yeah, this other game it was actually fun, or they'd just say that they enjoyed it, and then the people who played Rain World probably wouldn't enjoy it. But I think that out of the people who played, or out of that group, the people who did enjoy Rain World would enjoy it more than the people who enjoyed the other game. The people in the other group would say, yeah, the game was fun, and then like that's it. Like, you know, it was a good game, it was a good experience, you know. But the people who played Rain World and actually enjoyed it and stuck there with it, they'd be like, this is a masterpiece. You know, to the few people that Rain World reaches, it makes a bigger impact. Oh, new tech? That's not new tech. So I think that if you were to recommend, oh, suck. If you're just to recommend Rain World to someone, there's a decent chance that they won't like it. But there's a small chance it'll be their new favorite game. You know, that's the weird situation with Rain World. Or I think that there's also the fear that they will play it and they'd be like, it was okay. And not really being able to relate to them with like how you feel about the game. Or like streamers. There's one particular streamer who's been recommended Rain World a whole lot, and I'm like kind of scared if they actually play it eventually, because like what if they don't like it? And they're probably not going to like it. They're probably going to have some bad things to say about it, and like that's kind of scary, even though I know that it's like realistic. You know, if you recommend a streamer to play Rain World, you're like, I hope they enjoy it. I really hope that they enjoy it eventually. I think that also is a little bit of a trap. There's people who play like Dark Souls, right? Or like, you know, rage like platformer games, and they're like, oh yeah, I know I can play difficult games. I can deal with Rain World, and they can't. And because Rain World is not that kind of game. Although I guess it just means like maybe you're able to take a lot of losses and learn from them. I guess maybe in that case, Rain World is good for you, but it's not like a super technically challenging game. It's just it's just unique. You know, I guess that's how you'd say what the difficulty is like. You know, it's just unlike most other games. So if you try to like, if you try to think that Rain World is some other type of game, you're gonna be eaten by all the lizards. You need to approach the game entirely differently than everything else. I mean, why would someone keep playing Rain World? Damn. What kind of crazy person do you have to be to keep playing this game after you've beaten all the campaigns? Even then, I don't know if I'd recommend Downpour to everyone who's played Rain World. Like, if you really like Rain World and you like to like keep playing it past like Survivor's ending, like maybe you play like Hunter and do like casual score runs, then maybe I'd say yeah, go play Downpour too. You're probably gonna enjoy it just as much. But if you've just played Survivor and you're like, yeah, that was fun, then I don't know. I don't know if I'd say like you should play Artificer. That'll be just as good as an experience. There's a rock there. Ah. After all that. Something weird that I've realized recently is that I might enjoy watching people play games more than actually playing them myself. Especially when it's something that I am unfamiliar with. Okay. Because I don't really remember much from my first playthroughs of Rain World. But I definitely remember watching, or I guess since it's more recent, but I remember a lot of people playing Rain World and being like super hyped when they discover like pebbles or echoes or like moon and stuff, and it's like, or the ending of the game where I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like, I don't really remember that when I first played. I don't know. And when I played Animal World recently, I'm gonna avoid spoilers, by the way. I played it and I was like, yeah, that was cool. And then I watched someone else play it and I was like, yo, that's hype. I guess, like, since I already know what's going to happen, you know, it's not like I'm surprised. It's like, okay, I already know this is going to be good. So you're not, like, worried about, like, your expectations. I don't know, but I still enjoy watching, for example, like, playthroughs of Outer, like, blind playthroughs of Outer Wilds. There's, like, a whole genre of that on YouTube. Every time you see someone playing something, you want to try it out yourself. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, if I can watch someone play a game, then I just saved myself having to buy the game and play it myself. That's probably not a good way to think of it, but it's like, if it's a game that I don't care too much about, where it's just like, okay, that's like an interesting game. If it's like Spelunky, okay, I can think of Spelunky 2 as an example of a game where I saw people play it and I was like, okay, I want to play this game myself. Okay, there we go. Mostly because Spelunky 2 is a very gameplay focused game, but it's also very challenging. Yeah, that was appealing to me. To try to see if I could also beat the challenge, which is, by the way, that's like the whole line of reasoning behind rage games. I guess like streamer bait games, you know. Like you watch a streamer play this game and it's really difficult and they keep dying a lot and you're like, surely if I play this game I'll do better, right? And that's why people go and buy the game themselves. That's why those games become popular. But I did play Spelunky 2 and I enjoyed it a lot because it wasn't like a story-based game where you could like spoil things. Although I guess if you like discovering new things after overcoming a difficult challenge, you might enjoy that part of it. This is more like I already know a lot about the game. The thing is, can I do it myself? And that process of like trying to improve and make it to like the next furthest level, that was very satisfying. I didn't feel like I lost anything at it because I like already knew stuff about it. Or what's Ori, then Hollow Knight, then Celeste, and Rain World. Those are all pretty good. Good recommendations. Goodbye. Literally just like, I guess I'll just hide out down here. Yeah, good choice. But it's stressful to me to try new things. That's not unusual, is it? But I really hate having like expectations for things. If someone comes up to me and is like, I have a really funny joke, whatever joke that they're about to say is no longer funny because they announced that it was going to be funny. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. If someone's like, you gotta play this game, it's a masterpiece, then I'm suddenly like, I don't know, that's kind of scary now because now I'm expecting a masterpiece, and what if it isn't? What if I don't enjoy it, just personally? Which is unfortunate because games like Outer Wilds, or I mean Outer Wilds itself, are recommended like that. They're like, this game is a masterpiece, you need to play it, you know, don't miss this opportunity, just go in blind, right? And so now there's like, anytime there's a game like that, they're gonna recommend it like that, be like, you've got to play this game blind, you know, just trust me. That's stressful. This game that actually just released recently, 9 Souls, which is like, if you want to like reduce it down to a comparison to other games, then you'd say it's like Hollow Knight and Sekiro. I don't know I don't know anything about that game, because also I've tried to start avoiding spoilers for games that I'm interested in. ever since the second Ori game. Like, you know what? I should finally start just saying, you know, I'm gonna like avoid spoilers for this game, but also like that's kind of annoying. Because what if I never get around to playing the game? I just miss out on all like the hype and people playing it when it comes out. But also, I don't want to like just get every single new game that comes out in the hopes that one of them is like really good. But it's a good thing that I didn't miss that game and play it blind, you know. But then like 5 more of them were like kind of mediocre, and you could have just watched someone else play it and get a similar experience. Just to see like the visuals, the music. I mean, honestly, there's some games where I only know about the music. I don't really care about the rest of the game, but like, oh, see, that's pretty good. I should. Yeah, there we go. That's the reasonable way to do that. Notice that even though I'm saying that these speedruns are casual, I'm still doing AI hops. Sometimes I think, you know, people say that some people are like try-harding too much, or they're like trying to optimize games too much to the point where it makes it no longer fun. And that probably is, actually that definitely is true to some extent. In some situations. Oh hey, YouTube chat, I didn't see you guys for a while. Why does that always keep breaking? I missed a lot of messages from quite a while back. What was I just saying? I don't know. Oh yeah. I think that you can still, like, doing AI hops are, I don't think about them, you know. It's just like something that I just do now. It's just how I play the game. I think that if I were to purposely avoid AI hops and other movement tech to play the game more casually, I would feel like I'm slowing myself down unnecessarily, you know. I'm definitely not like focusing and like trying as hard as I can every single time I play the game, you know. But also I don't really do that for like actual speedrun attempts either, or maybe that's a problem. Sometimes making it more challenging, or like pushing yourself a little bit further and trying things that are more challenging that take more focus. Maybe that's just your new normal, and just playing the game casually means doing those things too, you know. pebbles. No, I'm doing a wall pounce there. Let's eat more of this. The goal now is just to survive. Have patience. Yeah. I think that the best moments in Rain World are those times where there's some sort of predator that you're hiding from, and you're not even doing anything. You're just hiding in some tunnel while you're watching this crazy predator like search for you. Alright, see you. Thanks for stopping by. I think those are the best moments. Where you feel like I mean, all the best moments in Rain World for you like when you're starting the game are the ones that make you feel like some random prey at the bottom of the food chain, you know? Some like little creature that is like that's very weak and very like vulnerable to the environments. And when you're hiding from some big scary creature, that's when you feel most you relate to Slick Cat a lot, you know? Where it's like you're no longer just playing a game, you are Slick Cat. You are the Slick Cat, you know? When you like actually realize like, oh, I'm not just playing a video game, I am this creature. And you feel immersed as that creature when you're hiding from like big predators. Because that is probably a similar kind of fear that actual like prey feel, maybe somewhat regularly. And just knowing that in those situations, the best option is just to wait. Just hope that they leave you. Maybe it's not the most interesting gameplay, but I think in terms of immersion, it's worth it. It's also not good for speedruns. Just hiding in some hole and waiting for some big scary creature to run away is not very fast. That's kind of sad, isn't it? The best part of the game just is not part of speedruns, fundamentally. Shout out to the green stars in the sky. They're pretty cool. That was weird. That was a funny little movement I did there. Okay, I'm gonna try to not die when falling down the wall. Oh, Lizzie. I like Gourmand so much. Gourmand and not Artificer or Hunter. The actual good characters. No. There's no such thing as a good character when you're playing casually. Just the characters that you enjoy. But also, if you enjoy being aggressive and killing things, then Artificer sounds like the better fit, you know? Of course, the spear or the mask stays up there. I'm gonna go get it. Not finished the campaign yet. Sorry, it's a bit hard for me to relate to people who like Gourmand. I'm kind of the opposite, where I prefer to be passive, avoiding creatures more than fighting them directly. Which is kind of sad because, you know, the opposite is, or like, I guess in speedruns it's kind of both, right? You want to avoid creatures when possible, but also if they get in your way, you need to fight them. I don't know. I don't really like Gourmand, just for a lot of other reasons. But I felt like the combat was actually one of their weakest elements. Like, yeah, you could situationally one-shot things. Most of the time, you would be... If you miss, then you're dead, because you're tired. If there's multiple enemies, you might kill one enemy instantly, but then you're tired and the next guy shows up and kills you. Or it's like a slightly stronger enemy, like a large centipede or a vulture, and you don't kill them instantly, and now you're tired, and you know. So any situation where you can't one-shot something, suddenly you're like twice, like 10 times weaker. Oh boy, chaos. Do I need more food? Nope. Totally gone food for the first time ever. Excuse me. Yeah. You can totally kill vultures as tired Gourmand. King Vulture was taking a nap. They get a bit tired sometimes. I mean, sometimes vultures, like, once they take too much damage, they can no longer even attack you. I mean, most creatures, that's how it is. Speaking of vultures. Oh yeah. Oh nice, that was actually kind of useful. See, we're friends now? This is a nice song. That's like 2 rolls chained together somehow. Unnecessary? Maybe. You know, I should have taken the other routes through shaded. Since this route is kind of scary. Okay, I have a spear. Go light the way. Nope, don't go that way. I actually almost messed up there. You can go like too high if you move too fast in that room. I sure hope there's no evil spiders in this room. No spitter spiders. I feel like I'm always expecting to see a spitter spider, but then most of the time they don't show up. But I'm not quite sure if I'm ready if one did show up. Would I even know what to do? Maybe. I mean, usually just hit them with a spear, but I can't see where they are. That's the problem. You're being attacked by a spider from some direction. What do you do? Nice wall jump. Remember, don't throw a boost there, even if it looks like a good idea. It will mess you up. Undial to a Leviathan. Really excited about that. You know, I'm definitely going to take a shelter. Yeah, maybe that was a problem with my playstyle before. That if there was a time save, but I need to take it, even if it's super risky. Like for example, here, the last filter I took was in shaded, right? And the goal from here is to go to moon, and then go down to subterranean, right? Going from shaded to moon to subterranean, like all the way down to the bottom filtration system, that's quite a long distance, and it can be really hard to make it in a single cycle. So usually you don't, you know. Usually you get food, stay in a shelter either in shoreline or the beginning of subterranean, and you can easily make it the rest of the way, right? It's also a bit safer, I guess, if you die, if you have a closer respawn point. But, you know, not having to eat food and take another shelter would be faster. So the fastest option is to make the whole thing in one cycle. But the problem is, well, first of all, the cycle length is random. So you might not have enough time. But even if you do have enough time, if you make enough mistakes, you're not going to be fast enough to make it, right? So you need to be fast and have enough time, or both, or some like other combination, I don't know. But I would say, okay, the fastest option is to not take an extra shelter, so I'm not going to do that. And, you know, who knows how many runs I might end up losing because of that decision. Like for Spearmaster, that might have happened. I'm not quite sure. Oop. Scavengers, by the way, my best friend. I didn't eat any food. It's fine. There's places to eat. Like in the jetfish room. Hi, Pebble, or not Pebble's moon. I'm surprised that didn't happen automatically. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you. Have I thought about making guides for the new runs, or I guess just the runs that I've done before? I don't know. It's a lot of effort, so probably not. And the target audience is like a handful of people, so it's like not much gain from that, you know. There's no Leviathan. But also, like, I've thought about it before, definitely, but also, like, how much effort would I want to put into it? What kind of guide would it be? Because I could do a kind of guide like I did before, right before Villa, where it's basically just do the run, and then do a voiceover explaining parts of the run, right? It could be something like that. This kelp is the bane of my existence. Right, it could be something like that. So maybe I look at the world record run, right, and I just voice over it, and then maybe that's a stream or a video. Or something else that I've thought of is doing a creatureless run as a guide or as like a template, right? So this is what like an ideal run would look like if you ignore the creatures, right? And then maybe I could put a bit of like put like subtitles over it that explain some of the movement, or maybe another voiceover, or like I don't know, something there. Yeah, that's another thing that's like, if you really want to learn the run, I think if you're motivated enough to try the run at that level, you're gonna find ways to learn anyway. You can look at the record. You can try to like experiment with new routes, new strategies yourself. You know, you might even find some time saves that you wouldn't have if you just followed a guide and just did exactly what they did. Because I'm not 100% confident that the movements that I do in my runs is like the best option. I think very few runners are, unless they like time everything, like all the possible options, and say, okay, this one movement option is the fastest by far. You know, that's like a level of confidence I don't have with my own runs. To say like what I do is the best option. Yeah. So like I feel like if I did a guide, it'd be like filled with like a disclaimer like, hey, this is probably not the best option. But then again, like, is the best option necessary? Because what if someone just wants a quick, how do I do this? Like, what's the route that I take, you know? It should be more of like a beginner guide where it's like, here's like some rough guidelines on like the routes and some like little movement tricks that you can use to save a lot of time for not that much effort. Thank you, Snails. I didn't expect to see you in this room. I don't know. There's too many questions. I think it'd take too much effort to like cover all of the things that I would want to cover. Speaking of speedrun guides, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is Hunter's story, but it's not a real run. I guess it is. Like, there's nothing invalid about it. How's Noida going? I have seen a tiny bit of those streams. Not really. Also, no jetfish. I forgot the jetfish tech. Now the run really is invalid. Oh, I was gonna shelter too. Noida is cool. Old guide to build a base for the run and explore from there. Yeah. I think like for someone starting out with a run, it is the better baseline because like older strategies are going to be easier too. If you were to try to copy all of the new Rivulet strategies, that would be like kind of daunting. It's a lot of difficult stuff to learn all at the same time. And see, now there's a centipede in the way. Oh, well, everyone's here now. Welcome to the stream. Explosive spear. Oh, hey, Hydrophic. That's why there's an explosive spear. Get back here. Centipede. I missed. Do dropbugs work? Oh, definitely not. But like the current record for Rivulet is like kind of a bad run. Pick up the spear, dude. Oh my gosh. It's like surprising how bad that run is for what the time is. Which I guess is another way of saying that there's a lot of time saves still left in that category, which is scary. Like I kind of don't want to think about that. Hey, dude. Damn, that sucks. For that guy. Do a guide for the easier riv route. should not be alive. Oh my gosh. How many of you guys are there? That's a question with an answer. But, I don't know. Oh, hey, dude. I don't think I really want to try really hard to beat any PBs, any records anytime soon. I think I'm kind of done with that. That's a spider. Observation. There was a spider in that room. I don't know what I'm doing. I think a lot of people see the rivulet speedrun and see a lot of tech and they're like, that's scary. Even though I think it's pretty cool. I think that's a good reason to try the run. To learn some new tricks. Actually, I don't know why I say that, because I personally don't like trying out a lot of new things. Also, I feel like I have to apologize to every other speedrunner whenever I go through the depths for not doing it correctly at all. Wall pounces are hard to learn. They're not even that bad. I mean, that's the person who basically found all the wall pounces. But, you know, they're not that bad eventually. I guess for me, it was more of a process of, like, realizing that wall pounces are very powerful as rivulets, and then just trying to experiment with them. So for like a good few months, all I was doing when playing Riv was just searching for places that will do wall pounces, you know? That was like the whole game for me. And so like if a new strategy came up, it was like, okay, more wall pounces, you know, that's great. But then, you know, looking in from the outside, it's like suddenly there's like 20 different places to do wall pounces across the entire run. And you might have turned off wall pounces because they're annoying, right? Or maybe you haven't really played Rivulet much. I did the slide pounce. That's the right strategy in this room. I still mess up. Oh, Saints. If you're playing Saints, please turn off wall pounces. They are never good. They're never useful. Wall pounces are super useful for vertical mobility, and Saint already has tons of that. So it is not only unnecessary, but also actively detrimental to your movement. Not complete. I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration, but they're you know, it's not good. Oh my gosh. Challenge: do a single movement tech in the depths. I guess I'll stop doing that. That was a lethal fall. I think I have died there before. If you do a slide pounce, you take a lot less fall damage for some reason. I don't quite understand how that works, but the situations where you'll do a slide pounce and not get stunned, where if you were to not do the slide pounce, even fall from lower down, you'll get stunned compared to a slide pounce from higher up. I guess I forgot to do slides in the depths. Was it 52, 59? What kind of time is this? Story, it's a hunter story. Second place? Yeah, that's pretty good. With a death in it? How much time did the death lose? I kind of want to look at that, man. It was in Sky Islands here. So I think the way to do this is to see. So the time was, can't see for some reason. Okay, the timer was 7 minutes and 23 seconds. 7 minutes 23, and then when I get back there, well, where did I die exactly? It was on that jump. Yeah. So it was 8:12. So math. 50 seconds. About 50 seconds of time loss. Okay, that's not too much for a death. So this would have been like a low 52. Okay. That's cool. I'm probably not submitting the run though. Yeah. Can I do anything? Maybe Riv? Maybe I should play Riv. Sure. Just really try to not die in drainage system and I'll be good. It's been a while. Actually, not really. I spent way more time practicing rivulets than I actually did attempts. And what ended up happening is that the first attempt that like made it to the end, that was it. That was all I did. And that's why it's such a bad run. But I guess it involved enough new like strategies that it was still a time save somehow. Now rivulet's very hard to control, so I'm probably not going to do that good immediately. It's fine. We're casual players anyway. Cool. Can you move out of the way? So now I'm friends with the scavengers and they will never harm me again. Off to a great start. It's, oh, no cycle duration. Well, you know what? Who cares? And the best part of the run is the karma caching. Maybe I'll just reset until I get the right cycle length. Oh yeah, like 2-minute long cycle. Let's go. I think actually, the answer to that question is that I'm probably just kind of moving away from Rain World more. Unless something really interesting happens. I don't know what that would be though. But to like, I don't think I feel like I can put in the time to make all the guides and stuff for a game that I don't like. Okay, this is enough time actually. If I go really fast. If I even remember the routes. See, we were friends, right? Oh god. Don't eat that. Okay, I definitely don't remember the movement. Another event. That's cool. Probably isn't really on pace to make it to the shelter. Maybe I should just sleep again here. I could do that. Nah. This guy is why you don't throw the spear away. And then you died to a white lizard. Is that a spider in there? I wasn't even like in the community at all, because you guys did a lot of like that bingo event before, right? Or maybe multiple. I don't know. But like that was like the events that you did before like Downpour came out, and then there's a bunch of new ones for that. Fifth one. I think I can make it. Hey, dude. Okay, we're here. Now I can slow down. I guess that does sound interesting, because like expeditions are kind of similar, right? But I feel like the expedition quests are not great. A lot of them are maybe too repetitive. They like take way too much time for a single like challenge. Like you roll like a bunch of random challenges for the expedition, and one of them is like bring like 3 neurons to moon. It's like that would take forever. I'm supposed to do like the backup strategy in this room that I never learned how to do. Sorry. Or like kill 11 green lizards, and it's like that is literally just farming in outskirts for like quite a while. Is that really that interesting of a goal? I think the more interesting goals are like go to this area and then do a single thing. Where it's more about traversing around the world, like checking off like things off of this, you know, one by one. Go to this region, do this thing. Go to this region, do that thing. Instead of like, okay, time to sit in this region for like 2 hours to like do this thing repeatedly. Full time. Or like some of the challenges are just to get certain passages. But I'm sure the passage that you get is just random. So you might get a passage like what even is an easy passage to get? You might get like Scholar, and it's like, okay, pick up some pearls. That's not too bad. 2 rocks, really. Or you might get Pilgrimage, and it's like, okay. Or Pilgrim? Actually, I don't remember the names of those passages. Whichever the one is that you where you get all the echoes. It's like that is like that takes a decent amount of time. Go across the whole world to get all the echoes for one passage that can show up on like the easiest difficulty for the for the challenges on Expedition. Go this way. Need to remember the routes for this area. Wait, no. Backflip? I'm throwing. And then low gravity for this room, which is always annoying. Don't go in there. That's the wrong way. Pretty sure that's just luck based, whether that like weird tentacle thing is in the right spot or not. So I don't think you can always grab them. This is probably going to be an unfortunate cycle. Yep, now it definitely is. No. Wait. Oh, if I didn't throw, yeah, if I waited to throw those a bit later. And then of course this takes a long time. This is where you can like randomly lose a lot of time in this run. The cycle RNG. And also if I didn't throw, it's fine, we're chilling. Nope. I think Rivulet is significantly easier than all the other characters, and I don't think that's an uncommon opinion. Like obviously they're like really fast and they can like backflip like crazy, but like in terms of movements, just like all of their movement tech is like has much wider like windows for your inputs. Like just doing a slide pounce is easier just in terms of the timing, you know. If you're to like record inputs for doing a slide pounce, you could change the timings around a whole lot, and it would still work most of the time, even if it didn't work for other characters. That somehow I ended up in there. And sometimes the river can be like fast and like hard to control. Also, like wow, they're very easy to like to like do everything that you need to sometimes. And then I play like Spearmaster and I suck with the game all of a sudden. Probably why I liked speedrunning Riv and Saint more than the other characters, because I just wasn't really good at base movement. Do I want to try to make it to the end in this cycle? I don't know. I guess I'll just see what happens. What's the hardest part of this run? I don't know. Maybe drainage system? Yeah. The very well, okay, it's not really difficult. It's more like it's just random. If scavengers show up, if the snails are in a bad spot, you know. You can you can also just die. I don't know about that whole wiggle out of grasp thing. I don't think it works. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I'd probably underhang. Yeah. Like the first part of underhang where you're using the grapple worm, that's pretty rough. That's the actual way that you're supposed to do that room. Well, the way that I do it. Who knows what you're supposed to do? Ever since the most recent patch of the game, oh come on. That DLL is always in that spot. Well, we gotta keep going. How's the streaming going? I don't know. A lot of cool people showing up in the Twitch chat, so that's nice. Thanks everyone, by the way. I think there's some new strategy that I did there and I forgot to do it now. Not that it matters. I got spooked. I don't know why. They're always in the spot now. But you can also just ignore them. Don't do that. It's the tiniest little jumps there that you could possibly do. Yeah, I can see why a lot of people might not be interested in speedrunning this category. It's a bit spooky. Okay. It's been a while since I've done this room. Or this region. Set up jump boost here. And then mess it up. Classic. Sorry about that unlock. I'm not gonna get it. Seems didn't remember what to do. This is the ideal strategy. Let's see, mess it up like this. Yeah, that's unfortunate. See, if I was a little bit faster there, the cell would have lasted for longer, and you get to do a bigger jump across the rest of the room. But maneuvering underwater with the cell is difficult, especially when you can't see anything. Is this wrong? Hold up, I actually kind of forget for a second what to do. Let's say best time on this run, 50, no. Not 50 at all, that's not even close. 27:59. 27 minutes, yeah. Why did that not work? There we go. And these guys are all in the wrong spot. You can die there pretty easily. If you mess up that wall pounce, you'll land right in the pile of raw in the middle. This part of the run is also very difficult, consistent, because it involves water. And if you mess up, you might just be eaten by the kelp. Almost. Goodness. I used to use the strategy that involves the refraction cell, but apparently it's slower, and I'm still kind of bothered by that. Not that much. That's spiders, by the way. No. I'll need to check the cycle time soon. That was almost bad. No, the wrong direction. Why are you like this road? Why do you do this? The Watcher campaign? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. You're supposed to turn on, well, maybe it's good to turn on the cell there? Yeah. I'm intrigued, but like hesitant to assume anything about it. Yeah. Oh, this is a short cycle. You know what? Yeah, we will just cell turn. I can slow down. I can chill. Might need 5 karma for the next gate. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I can just grab one more fruit and I'll be fine. Hopefully, since I'm pretty late, hopefully the oops, that was a mistake. Yeah, I might as well make use of this while it's active. Hopefully the aquapede will be gone. I don't know if they care about the time they're already underwater. Nah, we're good. We're good. No worries. No, that rock. If I picked up that rock, I could have done this better. It's a fun strategy. So yeah, this shelter I can karma cash in. We'll be good. I think the thing that I'm excited about most for the Watcher is that it's new content for only a single character. Yeah. Which means that the entire community will be focused on a single thing instead of split out across like 5 different characters and who knows how much else other things. And specifically for speedruns, you know, when Downpour came out, it was also alongside 1.9. So there was 1.9 speedrun categories with Downpour disabled. And there was, with like all the remix settings and stuff, that messed with a lot of runs. And there was all the Downpour characters with like 5 different categories each. So for speedrunners, there were so many options for things to do, and either it was overwhelming and you didn't know what to do at all, or you pick something, but like you're probably alone in that. You know, you're probably the only person to be speedrunning like Gourmand 20%. I guess like Artificer was pretty common. There was some activity for Rigula, I guess. But for the Watcher, I mean, I don't know anything about their campaign, of course, so there might be like multiple endings. Let's assume for now that the Watcher has just one ending, which means they probably have a story % run, maybe an 80% run. If there's like a, I mean, like if there's like a void, I mean, who knows? Actually, I like kind of ignore my own assumption. Let's say that there's a story % run, an 80% run, and like a 100% run. Okay. That's only like 3 new categories for like all the speedrunners to look at. And I'm sure that a decent chunk of them won't be interested, and that's fair. Maybe they're going to be like really gimmicky in a bad way, and no one's going to be interested in speedrunning them. which would be sad, but also maybe it'd be to the benefit of the actual character in a casual playthrough. Who knows? But that sounds interesting. And I'm definitely not going to rush the speedrun. I mean, we're not even going to be able to submit speedruns for like 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know what the time period is, but usually when like new games or new content for games comes out, you wait a little bit before you determine what the speedruns are, because you need to figure out what the categories are and that's some like, basic strategies and stuff. But also just like for my own sake, I probably don't want to try to beat the game as fast as possible the moment it comes out, right? Or the DLC. I'd rather just play it normally and then, you know, okay, time to look at the speedrun now after completing it normally. You know, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty confident that the game won't crash. Actually, I forgot to get karma. Actually, no, the karma file went away from karma caching. So I need to shelter again. But look, the game didn't crash. Isn't that crazy? Am I just figuring if the new campaign isn't bad? We can hope. There's a decent chance that they have some sort of stealth-related mechanic. You know, because in the trailer they kind of like blend in with the background and they kind of like appear out of nowhere, you know. So there's a non-zero chance that there's some sort of stealth mechanic, and if there's a major stealth section in the game, imagine like memory crypts, right? You're mostly just hiding from the mirror spurs, trying to like stay undercover the whole time. If there's a big chunk of the campaign that's like that, then it might be bad for speedrunning. It might be really bad, because it would really reward patience and like being slow and hiding from something, you know, which I'm sure is going to be great, casually. I don't know, that's the main like speedrun concern that I have, that it might not be great in that specific way. You are annoying. Thank you. Sorry if I hurt your feelings. See, that kind of water hop is really fun. There we go. We're almost at the end now. Music? Oh, the music just ended. It just like, playlist? Nah, we're just gonna stop. some glitches that you don't need to worry about stealth. Well, that usually doesn't happen in Rain World. There's very little like glitches or like huge skips. There could be some like routing differences, like, you know, because memory crypts is not required. If you want to go to Pebbles, you can go up the wall, which is kind of like a little bit of a shortcut. There could be something like that, where there's multiple ways to get to the end, and one of them is the stealth way, and one of them is the fast way. That would be nice. Okay, there we go. This run did have a lot of deaths in it, so of course it's going to be slower, but it was like slower anyway. But it is nice to just say that I'm going to do a run and then actually getting to the end. That's pretty cool. But anyway, I should go to another song. That'll probably be the end of the stream. I'll definitely do more Calamity tomorrow. If you're interested in Terraria and the Calamity mod, I'll be playing that. I'm in like post the Golem? Yeah, like around the end of hard mode normally. So I guess for Calamity, it's getting more interesting. I guess it depends on if you like the end game or not, so we'll see about that. But as for Rain World, I don't know. I kind of like doing this, like not really having a serious goal and just kind of playing the game, but like with a specific objective in mind, you know. I'm kind of roughly following some specific routes, but not really too much. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.